The wind whistled through the canyon as the squad gathered around a small wooden table littered with sketches and notebooks. Among the chaos of reports and digital tablets, one map lay spread open, a hand-drawn grid of hills, ridges, and valleys, all painstakingly labeled in neat, precise handwriting. The male soldier leaned over it, a smirk tugging at his lips, and let out a loud laugh. "What is this? A child's treasure map?" He mocked, nudging his comrades to do the same. But the young woman sitting quietly at the edge of the group didn't flinch. Her eyes stayed calm, unbothered, scanning the terrain on the page as if she could see through the folds of paper into the canyon itself. The soldiers continued to scoff, whispering that she must be imagining patterns where none existed and joking that she had too much time on her hands. Yet there was a quiet intensity about her, a kind of focus that didn't demand attention but drew it anyway. Even the commander, who had been reviewing reports in the corner, paused mid-sentence, intrigued by the precision of her lines. Most of the soldiers didn't know her name, and few had bothered to notice her in the past. She had always been quiet, often sketching terrain instead of joining the loud debates or boasting about skills no one could verify. The mocking soldiers' laughter seemed to fill the room, yet it was almost out of place, as if it didn't quite belong in the tension of the training camp. This was no ordinary map, no casual sketch for entertainment or practice. It was meticulous, every contour measured, every ridge accounted for, and it hummed with a subtle accuracy that the untrained eye would overlook. The female recruit had been observing the terrain during training runs, noting subtle anomalies, airflow, the slope of hidden ravines, and even faint vibrations that whispered where paths and structures might lie. The soldiers didn't understand it, they only saw a doodle, something insignificant. But the commander's eyes narrowed, scanning the lines and markings, recognizing patterns that shouldn't have been so easily documented. Suddenly, the room's atmosphere shifted, the laughter fading into uneasy murmurs, because the map she had drawn might reveal more than anyone expected. The squad huddled around the table, eyes darting between the girl's hand-drawn map and each other. The lines were precise, the labels meticulous, but to the untrained eye, it looked like an overcomplicated sketch drawn by a bored recruit. The male soldier leaned in, smirk widening, and let out a sharp, derisive laugh. "Seriously, this is what you've been working on? A treasure map," he sneered, nudging his comrades to join the mockery. Pens were tapped, notebooks shuffled, and whispers of disbelief filled the room. The girl did not flinch, her calm gaze fixed on the page as if she were conversing with the terrain itself. She had observed the ground during training runs, noting subtle rises, depressions, and hidden patterns no one else cared to notice. The squad laughed, convinced she had imagined lines where none existed, seeing only doodles where real soldiers expected clear, digital intel. But the commander, standing silently in the corner, noticed something different. His eyes lingered on the ridges, the shadows, the pathways she had drawn, things no recruit should have known. The mocking soldier's face, once full of arrogance, started to betray unease, though he tried to hide it behind another laugh. There was a quiet intensity in her movements, a precision in her observations, hinting at knowledge far beyond her rank. The commander took the map from the table and overlaid it on his classified tablet, his brow furrowing as the lines aligned perfectly with undisclosed data. Every hill, every ridge, and every hidden path matched the coordinates of a base that didn't officially exist. Soldiers shifted uncomfortably as murmurs of confusion spread. The room fell silent as the magnitude of her observations became clear. This map revealed a location invisible to drones, satellites, and official records, a base designed to remain secret from the world. The mocking soldier, still attempting a smirk, noticed the commander's rigid posture and the sudden quiet in the room. Questions began forming in their minds. How could a mere recruit with no access to classified intel produce a map so accurate it mirrored secret installations? The girl's calm expression never wavered, as if she already knew the answer. She had been studying the land itself. Every subtle slope, every unusual airflow, every tiny disturbance in the soil had guided her hand. The soldiers had mocked her imagination, but now they felt the weight of possibility. Even the commander realized the implications a single map drawn by instinct and observation had exposed a base meant to be hidden. Their laughter died, replaced with a creeping tension, a fear of realizing how underestimated she had been. Officers stepped forward, questioning her directly, but she remained calm, her voice steady. "Who told you about this? How did you find it?" they asked. Her answer was simple, yet unsettling. "I followed the ground." She explained how she noticed subtle anomalies during training, slight changes in air patterns, recycled water flow, faint vibrations in the earth. These were not tricks she had learned from textbooks. They were instincts honed from keen observation and experience, almost impossible to teach. The more she spoke, the more the officers' expressions shifted from skepticism to unease. Even the mocking soldier felt a tightening in his chest as he realized that her skill was not just natural but extraordinary. The commander's eyes narrowed as he listened, connecting dots that no one else would have noticed. Her observations revealed more than landmarks. They hinted at structures, hidden routes, and movements within the classified base. Officers who had spent years studying topographic intelligence looked at her with a mixture of disbelief and respect. She had read the land itself, translating invisible patterns into a map of unmatched accuracy. Each subtle detail she had noticed, wind shifts, water runoff, soil vibrations, added credibility to her claims. Her calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the growing tension in the room, as if she had walked a step ahead of every person present, already knowing what they were only beginning to realize. Her map contained details that even most officers did not have clearance to know. Tunnels, ventilation shafts, patrol routes, and the placement of concealed entrances were all sketched with painstaking accuracy. The squad, once mocking her, now stared in disbelief, unable to reconcile the casualness of her drawing with the gravity of the information it contained. The soldier who had laughed first felt his confidence eroding, realizing he had insulted someone whose instincts exceeded everything he had been trained to follow. The commander's voice cut through the murmurs. This map alone could compromise national security. Every officer present understood the severity of the discovery. She hadn't hacked any system, she hadn't used satellites or advanced sensors, she had simply observed, interpreted, and drawn. The precision of her knowledge was staggering. She had connected natural signs, patterns in the terrain, and subtle environmental cues to recreate a hidden base with unnerving accuracy. Even seasoned reconnaissance experts whispered among themselves, wondering how such a young recruit could achieve what years of experience had failed to produce. Her map, once dismissed as a joke, was now evidence of a skill that could redefine intelligence operations. The mocking soldier's expression shifted to awe and fear. The room had collectively realized that she had seen what was meant to remain invisible. She revealed that she had not set out to expose anything, that she simply recorded what she felt beneath the terrain during training runs. The commander ordered a verification team to inspect the base, and when they returned, the results confirmed her observations. Tunnels and ventilation systems were exactly where she had indicated, and an unnoticed structural weakness had been identified. The laughing soldier watched in stunned silence as the significance of her actions became clear. Her instincts had just prevented a potential disaster. The commander awarded her a special reconnaissance patch, a mark reserved for operatives capable of extraordinary observation and instinctive intelligence work. He told the squad, "Maps show what's visible." She sees what's hidden. The soldier who had mocked her now saluted first, acknowledging the skill he had once derided. The girl simply nodded, calm and unassuming, her quiet confidence unmatched. The map remained on her desk, a hand-drawn testament to intuition, observation, and skill beyond her years. Her once mocked doodle had revealed secrets never meant to be found and had redefined the way her squad viewed intelligence, reconnaissance, and trust. The moment shifted the dynamic of the entire unit, cementing her reputation as a soldier whose instincts surpassed conventional training. Her discovery was accidental, yet profound, and it was a silent reminder that sometimes the quietest observation can uncover the most critical truths. The sun dipped low behind the canyon walls, casting long shadows across the training grounds as she quietly packed her sketches and tools. The squad watched her with a mixture of awe and newfound respect, the soldier who had laughed at her map standing awkwardly, unable to meet her gaze. The commander approached, his expression unreadable at first, then softened as he reached into his pocket and produced a small reconnaissance badge, one reserved for operatives who had demonstrated skill, instinct, and vision beyond their rank. He pinned it to her uniform with deliberate care and said simply, "Maps show what's visible. She sees what's hidden." The words echoed through the unit, solidifying a lesson that none of them would forget. Brilliance often comes quietly, unnoticed until it changes everything. She didn't celebrate, didn't boast, and didn't speak. She simply nodded, acknowledging the recognition with calm certainty. Behind her, the map lay folded, still holding secrets no one else could interpret so clearly. The soldier who had mocked her first saluted, a gesture of respect that spoke louder than words, while the others looked on, understanding that the quietest among them could wield the greatest insight. As she walked away, the wind lifted a page from her notebook, drifting it gently into the canyon air, a subtle reminder that observation, instinct, and courage often leave their mark long after the moment has passed.